Warm, humid, but dry, at least for now, Amanda, but we are keeping our eye on the possibility of some rain this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Our next weather maker moves in this weekend. In fact, let's get you guys a look at that satellite and radar so you can get a good look at where it is right now. Notice it's up to our north and northwest, up towards the Colorado and Wyoming border right there. That's our next weather maker that's going to swing on through during this weekend. So here's what you can look at as we get into the next few days. Tomorrow is going to be a lot like today. We're going to have some cloud cover, but we're going to be topping off in the 90s. It'll be the last day that we have rain free for a little while. We start bringing in those rain chances once we get into Saturday, and Sunday is going to be our biggest rain chance for the weekend. So here's what you can expect. Here's one model run. This is our European long range model. So as we get into Saturday, notice that a lot of that rain starts to spark up ahead of our next system. That is going to remain out more towards our west and northwest. So if you have those travel plans, I would definitely suggest you leave tomorrow during Good Friday so you don't get caught up in that mess. Once we get into those early morning Sunday hours, notice that that line starts to become more defined. There's a lot more in terms of coverage with this system. Once we get into Sunday evening, though, notice how that front slowly starts to drift to the south. We start to see a line start to form here from the Arklatex region down to our neck of the woods in Houston here. And even as we get into Monday early morning hours, notice that front still slowly sliding down to the south, sparking off more showers and storms for our area those early morning hours. Now here's where there's a difference. This is our long range American model. This is the GFS. Notice that this system tracks a little bit more differently, and the intensity and coverage is also much different. Notice that Saturday, most of the day is going to remain fairly dry. In those evening hours, though, you'll notice that ahead of that system still sparks off some showers and storms. Once we get into those Sunday morning hours, notice that that intensity that you saw here just a moment ago is no longer there. This is where we're seeing that uncertainty in the model runs right now. Notice by Sunday afternoon, though, we start to see a few showers starting to pop off there in our coastal communities, and by Sunday evening, that shifts further up to our north and northeast. So what you can expect is that we could definitely see some rain and thunderstorms as we get into Sunday, but the timing is where we're uncertain right now. In terms of severe weather, though, that does risk up to southern Illinois through Arkansas and Oklahoma, down stretching through Dallas and through the Hill Country area. By Sunday, though, that shifts further to the east and northeast. Notice that Houston were not included in that, but our friends up to San Jacinto County, portions of Willis, Livingston, Trinity, Crockett, and Huntsville will need to keep an eye out on that system as it continues to work its way over. Notice that temperature-wise, afterwards, we start to see those temperatures take a dip into a more seasonable feel, but we keep those rain chances with us as multiple systems work their way through into this next week until we can finally get into a slightly more drier forecast there to close out the rest of April. We'll be back after a short break.